Namaskar to everybody. By the immense grace of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, Mahasharada and Swami Vivekananda, we have happily assembled here today to celebrate the 5th anniversary where Ramakrishna Mission officially set its ashram here on 17th of June 2018. So to celebrate that joyous occasion, we have planned a little ceremony with our limited capacity and capability. And whatever we have planned today is just to please the Holy Trio in whatever way we can in terms of varieties of activities, etc. And our sincere prayer is that may we all join with a heart full of pure devotion and joy and offer all our services at their holy feet. So to start the function today, before starting, let us all chant together and ask the blessings of Thakur and Sri Sri Ma. And I have posted that little prayer in the EVS chat group and the anniversary celebration chat group. And it's a very well-known one. It's a very simple one. So with that, we shall start the program. So maybe should I can just chant the first line and then you can just catch up. Janani Sharadam Devi Ramakrishna Jagat Guru Padavadli Gayo Shikha Pranamami. The meaning is, O Mother Sarada Devi and O Sri Ramakrishna, the spiritual teacher of the world, taking refuge in both of your lotus feet, I bow down to you again and again. So now the opening song will be sung by Sanghamitra, the song of Sannyasi.
The song of Sannyasi, which was written by Swami Vivekananda at Thousand Island Park in New York in 1895. So I will just try to sing this song. There is no tune for this song, so just try to gather different tunes together to make a sense. The soul that had its birth far off, where worldly things would never reach, its mountain hills and glades of forest deep. No sky, no sight for lost or real or fair, the day to bring, where roll the stream of truth and peace that follow all. Sing Peace from me, no danger. Breathe not that lives in those that never hide, in those that lonely free. I am the supreme light, both here and there. All hopes and fears. The sky born, sing that's this day by day, till hermos power spent, release the soul forever. No more is birth, nor harm, nor down, nor no more. God was born, become dawn, and bliss.
That was wonderful. Very beautiful and melodious, very appropriate for this day. So our next songs or a couple of songs, I guess, will be sung by Peter and crew, and most of us know them. So I don't know how to introduce them, but their song and their enthusiasm are the thing will be self-explanatory, and that's explains all. I must say.
We will welcome you to sing with us. Our first song, the words will simply be Hare Narayana, Hare Hare Om. So hopefully you will pick up the melody and sing. To begin, can we please join in 3 Oms? Our second song will be Lord Shiva, the words Jaya Shiva Shankara, Bum Bum Hari Hari. Shankara Om Om Hare Hare Jai Shiva 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 Shankara Om Om Hare Hare Jai
Maybe I thank you, Peter, and I don't know.
Amber and Lara.
Sorry,
Amber
and Lara. So we really would like to spend more time there, but because of the finite time of the program, so we have to proceed to the next program. So now I'd like to invite Revered Swami Purnanandaji to welcome the gathering.
Om Sangachadvam Sambhadadvam Sambho Manasmu Janatam Deva Bhagam Yata Pure Samjanana Upasati. I have a twin speaking also. May we march forward with a common goal. May we be open-minded. So this is from the Rig Veda. May we march forward with a common goal. May we be open-minded and work together in harmony. May we share our thoughts for integrated wisdom. May we follow the example of our ancestors who achieved higher goals by virtue of being united. Dear Div, which means welcome to you all. Gyad Mile Fogche, that means 1,000 million unlimited welcomes. On behalf of Swami Shantivratananda and myself, I offer you a hearty welcome to the 5th anniversary of the Ramakrishna Vedanta Center, popularly known as the Éire Vedanta Society. So why are we celebrating? Well, in the land of Sister Nivedita, the spiritual daughter of Swami Vivekananda, we are celebrating a unique and exciting grassroots opportunity to spread the universal truth of the Vedanta as taught and embodied by Sri Ramakrishna, Sri Sharada Devi, that is Holy Mother, and Swami Vivekananda, here on the island of Ireland, where our Sister Nivedita was born. It's a thrilling and noble enterprise and has within it a tangible flow of divine grace. What is divine grace? We can imagine it as a kind of flow. And this divine grace has expressed itself through the movement of timely, inspiring thoughts and plans on the one side, and the generous response of dedicated supporters on the other. And the result is a movement based on the values of generosity, love, kindness, and compassion, as well, of course, as blood, sweat, and tears. I vividly recall the dust, the blisters, and physical strain of renovating the building. That is this place that you are sitting in. And that's no small thing. It's indeed pioneering work, we can say, of great magnitude, and can only grow by a coordinated effort that is clear about our sacred objectives. Of course, we still have much work to do together in developing and growing what we have started. After all, we're only 5 years old. We exist really in order to transform and uplift lives, collectively and individually, to support the community within which we live, and to propagate the inspiring life and teachings of our Irish heroine, Sister Nivedita. I particularly welcome our guest of honor, Swami Atmarupanandaji. He is the minister in charge of the Centre Vedantique Ramakrishna Gretz, France. The Swami joined the Ramakrishna Order in Chicago in 1969, and he has spent many years in India. He's widely traveled, giving lectures and retreats, speaking at conferences, including those dedicated to interspiritual dialogue. He is not only a scholar with profound insights who has worked on a revision of the complete works of Swami Vivekananda, but he is a wonderful spiritual personality. And I warmly thank him for taking the time to be with us on this busy United Nations International Yoga Day. Did anybody attend any yoga events today? No, it's all right. Anyway, my welcome also extends to those attending online, wherever they are, wherever you are, you're welcome. And may you all, of course, continue to be blessed with the divine grace that is flowing here and has always flowed here. In a recent personal letter to me from the General Secretary of the Ramakrishna Math and Mission, Swami Suvidanandaji, he wrote and said, Swami Vivekananda and Sister Nivedita will definitely bless us with new light, necessary grit and guidance. All of us together will be able to usher in a new chapter in the Vedantic work in Dublin. Vedantic brain coupled with Celtic prowess will work out spiritual wonders, he says. He also adds, I've not an iota of doubt about it. And I heartily agree with this wonderful sentiment. And I have to thank each and every one of you for your enthusiastic participation, not only over the years, but also now and in years to come. Gore Mahagat, thank you.
Thank you, Swamiji. That was a lovely welcome address. And we now proceed to our benedictory address by revered Swami Atmarupanandaji Maharaj, Minister in charge of Ramakrishna Vedanta Center, Graz, France. Though Swamiji already gave a little introduction about revered Swami Atmarupanandaji, for everybody, I would just give another little brief bio for Swamiji now. Born in America, Swami Atmarupanandaji discovered the Vedanta tradition while studying as an exchange student in Sweden and developed what has become a lifelong fascination and dedication. He joined the Chicago branch of the Ramakrishna Order of India as a monk in 1969, was initiated by the 10th president of the Ramakrishna Order, Swami Vireshwarananda, and subsequently spent many years in India engaged in monastic, scholarly, and spiritual training. He has been engaged in various pioneering works, including the founding of centers in San Diego, the Vivekananda retreat at Ridgely Manor in upstate New York, and the Vedanta work in Puerto Rico. For many years, he has traveled to various countries of the world to speak, to give retreats, both in English and in Spanish, to engage in interspiritual dialogue, and to participate in conferences dedicated to finding a new spiritual foundation for economic and social development. In 2012, he was called to the headquarters of the Ramakrishna Order near Kolkata, India, to work on a new edition of the complete works of Swami Vivekananda in 10 volumes. At the end of 2017, after completing his editorial work, he was posted as the resident minister to the Vedanta Society of Greater Houston in the USA. In April 22, he was sent to France by the authorities of the Ramakrishna Order and named the president and spiritual director of the Center Vedantic Ramakrishna in Graz, a suburb of Paris. So we are very glad that Swamiji could join us today, and without any further ado, I request very humbly Swamiji to give us your address.
Let me start by saying, if there is a problem with the transmission, let me know. I can go to another computer very quickly. This one has a better microphone and a better camera, but the other has a better internet connection. So if there's a problem with transmission, please let me know, and I will change quickly. So
it's all okay, Swamiji.
it's okay. Good. Okay. So let me begin with a salutation to Sri Ramakrishna. Om Niranjanam Nityam Anantarupam Bhaktanukampa Dhrita Vigraham Vai Ishavataram Parameshamidyam Tam Ramakrishnam Shirasa Namama. We bow to Sri Ramakrishna, who is stainless, eternal, of infinite forms, who took on human form out of compassion for humanity, he who is the worshipful incarnation of the Supreme. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om peace, peace, peace. So greetings to all of you from France, to the two Swamijis, to all of the devotees, those present at the center and those online. Swami Shanti Bratanandaji had invited me to be present, which I would have preferred. But we had a big celebration here today with many people for International Yoga Day. So it wasn't possible to be there in person, but I'm glad to participate in this way at least. I've never been to Ireland, but I have seen Ireland in 1968 from the deck of the first Queen Elizabeth, the ship Queen Elizabeth, on my way from Southampton to New York as a student. So I've always wanted to actually set foot in Ireland, but that will have to wait. So again, greetings to all of you, and thank you very much for the invitation and this chance to speak about Sri Ramakrishna's contributions to the Occident. So when speaking of Sri Ramakrishna's contributions to the Occident, the first contribution that comes to mind is, of course, Swami Vivekananda himself. He was Sri Ramakrishna's contribution, or was one of his central contributions to the world. Swami Vivekananda was Sri Ramakrishna's message to the world, was his messenger who brought the realizations and the spiritual power of Sri Ramakrishna to the rest of the world. Took it around India and then out of India and around the world, and spent the best years of his life in the Occidental world, in the West. And so that is something which is of inestimable importance, that a man of such high realization, of such deep and profound spirituality as Swami Vivekananda, came to the West, spent years in the West teaching, meeting people, influencing people, transforming people, and teaching the message of Sri Ramakrishna, the universal message of Sri Ramakrishna. Again, that is of incalculable value to have such a great one here in the West. Wherever such people walk, that becomes a place of pilgrimage. It becomes a place which people will go to visit for generations and centuries to come. So that was one of his central contributions. The two of them together, Swami Vivekananda and Sri Ramakrishna, what they really did, what they worked to do, among all of the many things they did, the central work the two of them did was to change the direction of human history. Ordinary spiritual teachers and ordinary, I put in air quotes, ordinary illumined souls, as if there could be such a thing as an ordinary illumined soul. But the saints of the world, they generally come, teach a religious path, perhaps teach a religious discipline, some teachings, pass away, and then for generations their inspiration remains. But their teaching is mainly spiritual. But what Sri Ramakrishna and Swami Vivekananda did, with spirituality at the core, but they changed the whole course of human civilization. You may say that looking at the state of the world today, they didn't do a very good job. That's the appearance of things right now. That's because to change the direction of human civilization takes generations before that change is visible. The changes they set in motion are just beginning to be seen now. And what we see now is a great deal of disruption in society, which is caused, I think, caused by that very redirection of society which they have given. They saw, Sri Ramakrishna and Swami Vivekananda, they saw that the old modes of thinking, the old paradigms of society were broken, and that they no longer served humanity well. And so they gave a shift to human consciousness, again, at a deep level where we don't yet see it manifesting brightly in the world, but one can see it. One can see the beginnings of it. I've seen it many times, how so many people now believe, Christians, Jews, Muslims, Buddhists, as well as Hindus, believe that there are many paths to the divine. When Swami Vivekananda brought that message of Sri Ramakrishna to the West in 1893, very few people had ever thought of that. The idea that all religions are true, that was a radical statement, a radical departure. And even now, in established religions, that is a heresy. To think that a religion other than my own could possibly lead one to God, that's a heresy. But in spite of that, in spite of the resistance of traditional religion, you find that idea spreading widely. I've seen it among Christian ministers, among Christian priests, monks and nuns. I've seen it among Protestant ministers. I've seen it among rabbis. I've seen it among imams, Sufi masters. That idea has spread. And in time, that will spread even further and will change the course of human civilization. So the main central contribution of Sri Ramakrishna and Swami Vivekananda was to change the very direction of society. There's an interesting vision that Swami Advaitananda had long after the passing of Sri Ramakrishna, many years after Sri Ramakrishna had left the body. Swami Advaitananda, the oldest of the disciples of Sri Ramakrishna, he had a vision in which he saw Sri Ramakrishna coming down a path. But he knew that it was Sri Ramakrishna, and yet he didn't recognize him because Sri Ramakrishna was very muscular, very physically very strong, and he carried on his shoulder a mace, that is a military club, a gadha, as it's called in Sanskrit, the military club that was used in ancient warfare. He was carrying a club on his shoulder. So Swami Advaitananda asked, Thakur, Sri Ramakrishna, who are you? Again, because he didn't recognize this big, strong, muscular figure carrying a military weapon. And Sri Ramakrishna said, I am Gadadhar, that is the holder of the Gada, the military mace, the military club. I am Gadadhar, which is also a name of Vishnu and also the childhood name of Sri Ramakrishna. Again, he said, I am Gadadhar. I have come to destroy so that the new can grow. That is, I have come to destroy the old structures of civilization, not the buildings, but the old paradigm, the old social structures, the old institutions, so that the new can grow. Because as long as humanity can hold on to the old, we don't want to let go of it, because that's what we know. That's what we're sure of. That's what gives us security. And so it takes a great master like Sri Ramakrishna to come and at the subtle level to pull the carpet out from the old paradigm, not to destroy in itself, but to break open the soil so that the new can grow up, so that the new seeds of spirituality which he and Swami Vivekananda spread can grow. So that's the central thing, and that the two of them did together. Each of them had their part. The two were quite different in the things that they did, but they were one at heart and one in mission. And together, that is the main contribution they made. But let me mention a couple of others briefly before I close. At the more ordinary level, though this itself was extraordinary, but at the more visible level, that which we can all understand. Central to Sri Ramakrishna's life was that he made God real. He made God visible. He made God and spirituality and spiritual life real at a time when modern science was ascendant and which was destroying the myths of the old religions. And because the old religions were tied to mythology, to stories, when modern science destroyed the stories, people thought that religion itself was no longer believable. But Sri Ramakrishna showed that spirituality is what is real, that the experience of God is real. That's the central truth of life. It's the central purpose of life. And if one reads Sri Ramakrishna's life, one can't read it carefully, sympathetically, without coming away with a deep faith in the existence of God, a deep faith in the existence of spirit, in the existence of a divine reality, which is our own true self, which is our own birthright. So Sri Ramakrishna made God real. He made religion as a path, not as an institution, but religion as a path. He made that real. I don't know in Ireland, but in America, and to some extent in France, a little less in France, but to some extent here, and to a large extent in America, the fastest growing religious denomination is not any denomination in itself. It's those who say, I am spiritual but not religious. That is, I believe in spirituality, but not in institutional religion. And that is what Sri Ramakrishna and Swami Vivekananda established. They showed that religion is spirituality. That's the very meaning of religion. That all of the doctrines, the practices, the mythologies, the rituals, all of those are beautiful. They don't have to go, but their purpose is as tools. They are not to enslave humanity. They're tools to lead us towards the experience of the divine. That's what's real. So take what you want of the rituals, the mythologies, the practices, the doctrines, the theologies, etc. Take what you find useful and use it as a tool, but don't be bound by it. As Swami Vivekananda said, and as Sri Ramakrishna lived, Swami Vivekananda used to say, it's good to be born in a church, but not to die there. That is, to receive the training, to find the nurture and the direction, but to come to the realization of spirituality itself. That is what is important, not churches or temples or synagogues or mosques. What's important is the experience of the divine. And so Sri Ramakrishna made that living, made it accessible. And Swami Vivekananda said, this also we may not see yet, but Swami Vivekananda said it, that Sri Ramakrishna had awakened the Brahma Kundalini, that is the Kundalini of the whole world. Swami Vivekananda said that this was the first time in the history of the world that the Brahma Kundalini had been awakened. That is the Kundalini not of individuals that came to Sri Ramakrishna, but the Kundalini of the world. So again, right now we see disruption in society. We see things breaking. We see people losing faith in institutions, faith in the economy, faith in the justice systems, faith in political systems, faith in political ideologies, faith in religious institutions. That is breaking. But that is breaking for a higher purpose. So we need not be afraid, especially those of us who have come to Sri Ramakrishna. No one need be afraid, but those of us who have come to Sri Ramakrishna and Swami Vivekananda, we need not, because we know better. We know better. Because the breaking is so that the new can come up. And that new is to make way for a new spirituality, an open and universal spirituality, which welcomes and recognizes all paths as paths to the same reality. So Finally, let me say there are many other things that can be said about Sri Ramakrishna's contributions, but not in 15 minutes. Finally, let me say that Sri Ramakrishna and Swami Vivekananda re-established the old Vedic idea of religion, when religion was one thing, not in the sense that there was only one religion and everybody else was wrong. That's a much later idea, which unfortunately rose in the world and created a huge amount of destruction all over the world through colonialism. But that their religion is one thing. That was the Vedic idea. And people do it in many different ways. So we're coming back to that, where religion is one thing, but people do it in many different ways, where the walls are falling down, where the structures are falling down, but spirituality itself will grow. So on this occasion of your 5th anniversary, a wonderful occasion, let me offer you all my best wishes for a long, long and glorious future. And when speaking of the future of a Vedanta society, I'm speaking in terms of 1,000 years or more, at least 1,000 years or more, that I wish you all goodness and all success in your endeavors. May your work be successful. May your ideas expand and grow. May you make these teachings accessible to people, not forcing them on anyone, but making them available to all. So may that go on through the centuries, and may many, many people benefit from the work that which you are doing. And may Sri Ramakrishna, who has set in motion a new power in the world, a new spiritual power that we all can tap into, may he bless us all. Not just you all, but us all. I'll include myself in this blessing. May he bless us all, and may we all find our way to that reality which Sri Ramakrishna is, and which he taught, and which he exemplified in every word, every movement, every thought of his. So again, thank you all. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Our humble pranams from the Dublin Ashram to revered Swami Atmarupananda Ji Maharaj. We were really blessed to hear you today. I must say I was absolutely impressed by your wonderful Sanskrit pronunciation and the chant at the very beginning. And obviously, within the short time, you made such succinct points in your address that was very, very impressive. So the way you put that Sri Ramakrishna's contribution to us as Swami Vivekananda, and that was Vivekananda himself, and that was something very nicely put, a real gift to the world. And together they changed the direction of human history and gave a shift to human consciousness is something, you put it in such short lines, such beautifully, and they are so thoughtful, thought-provoking lines that I'm really overjoyed to hear you. Last but not the least, as we heard that you wish to visit Ireland, and you had just a glimpse of Ireland from the back of the ship, our sincere prayers today to the Holy Trio is that may your wish to visit Ireland be fulfilled soon. So with these words, we are taking leave of you from, and we request if you have time to remain with us, but you might be very busy, and we are moving to our next program with your permission. So our next program is the Gita chanting competition for students. So that will be very competitive, lot of participants, enthusiasts, supporters, and there are certain rules and instructions to be followed. Shantibratananda Ji Maharaj would give those instructions, and based on that, we follow the room where we have to conduct chanting competition.
10 plus students, but like previous time, this time also 20 plus students we got it, and more in numbers, so we have to again split into 2 groups. So just before that, I want to make sure that how many of you have come. I hope everyone has come except one. I think only one had informed that they will not be able to come because of medical reason. Just I want to make sure. Please either say yes or raise your hands. Ahalad.
Ready to go? So the first candidate for today's competition is Ritik Praveen. He will chant from chapter 4, verses 7 to 11. Ritik, welcome.
Hare Krishna, chapter 4, slokas 7 to 11. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanirvati varna abhyutanam dharmasya taradvana srijameham paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chadushkara dharma samsaparataya sambhavami yuge yuge janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veditataha tatta deham putarjanma meti mameti sodara vitaraga bhaya kroda manmaya mamupasada bahava jnana tapasa uttamadva mamagata yayatama prabhadyante tasa deva bhajameham vardhmano vardhante marsha pata sarvisha.
Our next candidate is Adya Singh. She will chant from chapter 2, verses 54 and 58.
Arjuna Uvacha Sthita Rajuna Sakabasha Samadhistasya Keshava Siddhati Kim Prabhashita Kimasita Bhujeta Kim Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Rajahati Yadakaman Sarvan Manogatam Atmanyevatmanajita Stita Prajnastarochatu Dukeshvan Vignamanas Sukeshu Vigataspraha Vitaraga Payaprodhas Stita Dirmunichatu Yansarachani Vishniha Tata Shiva Shivam Nabhinandati Nakrishti Tasya Vachna Pratishtita Yada Samharte Chaya Kurmun Gani Vasarvasha Indriyani Indriyantevyan Tasya Vachna Pratishtita.
Our next candidate is Shreyash Chelagurki. He will chant from chapter 12, verses 1 to 5.
Atha Vadashodhayaha Bhakti Yogaha Shri Arjuna Uvacha Evam Satata Yuktaye Bhakta Swam Paripasate Echapyaksharam Avyuktam Tesham Ke Yoga Vittama Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Maya Veshamanu Yemam Nityayukta Upasate Shraddhaya Parayurveta Te Me Yukta Tamamataha Yetvaksharam Anartesham Avyaktam Paripasate Sarvatragma Chinchancha Uchastam Achalam Dhruvam Sanniyam Yendriya Kramam Sarvatra Samabuddhaya Te Prapnuvanti Mameva Sarvabhuta Hite Rata Kleshodikatarastesham Avyakta Sakta Chetasam Avyakta Hikatir Dukkam Dehavad Viravapyate.
next candidate is Janisha Sindhi. She will chant from chapter 18, verses 1 to 5.
వేరే రూమ్ లోకి తీసుకెళ్లారు వాడిని
अद्य अहं भगवद्गीता अष्टादश अध्यायस्य आदितः पञ्च पर्यन्तं पञ्चश्लोकानि उच्चारयामि। अर्जुन उवाच संन्यासस्य महाबाहो तत्त्वमिच्छामि वेदितुं त्यागस्य च ऋषिकेश वितक्केशिनिषूदन। श्रीभगवानुवाच काम्यानां कर्मणां न्यासं संन्यासं कवयो विदुः सर्वकर्मफलत्यागं प्राहुस्त्यागं विचक्षणः। त्याज्यं दोषवदित्येके कर्म प्राहुर्मनीषिणः। यज्ञदानतपः कर्म न त्याज्यं निति चापरे निश्चयं शृणु मे तत्र त्यागे भरत सत्तम। त्यागो हि पुरुषव्याघ्र त्रिविधः सम्प्रकीर्तितः। यज्ञदानतपः कर्म न त्याज्यं कार्यमेव तत्। यज्ञदानं तपश्चैव पावनानि मनीषिणाम्।
Our next candidate is Sachit Pahi. He will chant from chapter 12, verses 1 to 5.
ओम श्री परमात्मने नमः। श्रीमद्भगवद्गीता अथ द्वादशोऽध्यायः। अर्जुन उवाच एवं सततयुक्ता ये भक्तास्त्वां पर्युपासते ये चाप्यक्षरमव्यक्तं तेषां के योगवित्तमाः। श्रीभगवानुवाच मय्यावेश्य मनो ये मां नित्ययुक्ता उपासते श्रद्धया पर्योपेतास्ते मे युक्ततमा मताः। ये त्वक्षरमनिर्देशम् अव्यक्तं पर्युपासते सर्वत्र गमचिन्त्ये च कूटस्थमचलं ध्रुवम्। सन्नियम्येन्द्रियग्रामं सर्वत्र समबुद्धयः ते प्राप्नुवन्ति मामेव सर्वभूतहिते रताः। क्लेशोऽधिकतरस्तेषाम् अव्यक्तासक्तचेतसाम् अव्यक्ता हि गतिर्दुःखं देहवद्भिरवाप्यते।
You don't have to be so tense. You said it so well. Why are you so tense?
Yes, we are all here to encourage you. Okay, so yes, feel free and be happy.
So our next candidate is Éire Vedanta. So he will chant from chapter 2, verses 47 to 51.
सर्वभ्यः नमो नमः। मंचभिराहिता माननीयः महोदयाः, अद्य अहं भगवद्गीतायाः द्वितीय अध्यायस्य 147तः 150 पञ्चश्लोकानि उच्चारयामि। कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भूः मा ते संगोऽस्तु कर्मणि। योगस्थः कर्माणि संयम त्यक्त्वा धनञ्जय सिद्धसिद्ध्योः समो भूत्वा समत्वं योग उच्यते। दूरेण ह्यवरं कर्म बुद्धियोगात् धनञ्जय बुद्धौ शरणं मनवेच्छ प्रपन्नाः फलहेतवः। बुद्धियुक्तो जहाति उभे सुकृतुष्टते तस्माद् योगाय युज्यस्व योगः कर्मसु कौशलम्। कर्मजं बुद्धियुक्ता हि फलं त्यक्त्वा मनीषिणः जन्मबन्ध विनिर्मुक्ताः पदं गच्छन्ति नामयम्। धन्यवाद।
So our next candidate is Rohan Praveen. We will chant from chapter 2, verses 47 to 51.
Hare Krishna, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shlokas 47 to 52. Karmanyevadhikarasye ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phalaheshuvur ma te sangosta karmani yoga kuru karmani sangam tyakva dhananjaya siddhi siddhyo samabhutva samatvam yoga uchite Turena yavaram karma buddhi yoga dhananjaya Buddha sharanam vicha kripana phala hetava buddhi yukto jahatiha ubhe sukrata dushkrite tasmad yoga yajasva yoga kamasu bhoshanam karmacam buddhi yukta hi phalam tyakva manishinaha yamabandha vinamukta padam gacchantya namayam.
Our next candidate is Chandrahas Chilagurki. He will chant from chapter 12, verses 1.
Om Ata Dwadashodhyayah Bhakti Yogaha Om Arjuna Vacha Evam Satata Yuktaye Bhakta Swam Paripasate Echapyaksharam Yuktam Esham Te Yoga Vittama Shri Bhagavan Vacha Maya Veshamano Emam Mithya Yukta Pasate Sattaya Parayopeta Eme Yukta Tamamata Ye Tvakshamanirtesham Avyaktam Paripasate Sarvatra Gamakinchancha Utasthalamachalam Dhruvam Sanniyam Yendriya Pramam Sarvatra Samabhuttayah Te Prapnuvanti Manyeva Sarva Bhutayate Rata Kleshodikatarastesham Avyakta Sakta Chetasam Avyakta Igate Dukkham Eha Vakyera Vakyate.
Our next candidate is Ishana Venkatesh. She will chant from chapter 12, verses 55.
Shri Guru Pyo Namaha Shri Bhagavan Gita Sankhya verse 55 to 55. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Prajahati Radhaman Sarvar Bhartamanopata Atmanyevatmana Tushtaka Siddha Prajnasa Gochate Dukkeshvanu Vignamanaha Sukheshu Vigataspuraha Vitaraga Bharakrodaha Siddha Dharmani Ruchyate Yes Sarvathana Visneha Sattatrapya Shubhashubham Navinandati Nadveshti Tasya Prajna Pratishtita Yava Samharate Chayam Kurmungani Vasarvasaha Indriyani Indriyadevyaha Tasya Prajna Pratishtita Vishya Vinivardante Niraharasya Dehinaha Dasavajram Rasopyasya Param Drishpa Nirvartate.
Our next candidate is Andu Venkataraman. So he will chant from chapter 1, verses 1 to 5. A very
Dhammakshetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Mamaka Pandavishchaiva Vimakurvatta Sanjaya Uvacha
Drishpa
Drishpa tu Pandavanikam Vyudam Duryodhanastada Acharya Asangamya Raja Vasanam Apravi.
You want to start again? You want to start again?
Pashaitam Panduputranam Acharya Matinjam Yudam Drupada Pustrana Tava Shishyana Dhimata Atrasura Mahesh Vasa
Bhimarjuna.
Bhimarjuna Samadhi Yudam Virattascha Drupadashta Mahesh Masharata
Drishtaketus.
Drishtaketus Jekidanaha
Kashirajas.
Kasirajascha Viryavan Kunti Bodhischa Saivyascha Natnapindavaha.
So the last candidate in this room is Shakshara Prem Kumar. So she will chant from chapter 15, verses 1.
I'll be chanting chapter 15, verse 5. Atha Panchadashodhyayah Purushottama Shri Bhagavan Vacha Urdhvamoolamadash-shakam Ashvattam Prahuravyayam Chandamsi yasya parnani Yastam Veda Savedavite Adashchodvam Prasitastasya Shakaha Punapravritta Vishaya Pravalaha Adascha Mulani Nusantatani Karmanubandhini Manushya-loke Narupamasyeha tathopalabhyate Nanto na chadirna cha sampratishta Ashvattamenam suvirudhamulam Asanga shastrena dridena chitta Tatah padam tatparimargitavyam Yasmin gatana nivartanti bhuyaha Tameva chadyam purusham prapatye Yatah pravrittif prasita purani Nirmana mohajita sanga doshaha Adhyatma nitya vinivritta kamaha Dvandvai vimukta sukha dukkha sanyaihi Skacchantya muda padamavyayam tatim.
So with this, we come to the end of the competition. So we will take a few minutes, maybe just to compile our score and then announce it. Meanwhile, I think we will proceed to the next program. So it will be a reading by Dharmat.
The title of this is Vedanta Missionary Work, Women and London. One, very little formal teaching has been done since the departure of Swami Vivekananda in December last year.
A bit low.
Oh, okay. Very little formal teaching has been done in Wimbledon since the departure of Swami Vivekananda in December last year. It is true that Swami Vivekananda had come down and held several classes at different private houses, which had been followed by animated discussions. Mr. Sturdy had already presided at these gatherings and had done much to elucidate points raised. But during the summer, we have ceased to meet in this way and shall probably not resume the custom until October. It does not follow, however, that Vedanta is dead or even asleep among us. Some of us regard these breathing periods the most valuable influence of all in extending the sphere of conviction. The thoughts that Vedantic teaching brings to a mind hearing it for the first time are too vast and too new in kind for speedy assimilation. That there must be rest and solitude, and faith has ordained that instead of our going away into the wilderness to find these, our interpreters shall go away from us and leave us to fight with our ignorance alone. To not a few of us, the words of Swami Vivekananda came as living water to men perishing of thirst. Many of us have been conscious for years past of that growing uncertainty and despair with regard to religion, which has beset the intellectual life of Europe for half a century. Belief in the dogmas of Christianity has become impossible to us, and we have no tool, such as we now hold, by which we may cut away the doctrinal shell from the kernel of reality in our faith. To these, the Vedanta has given intellectual confirmation and philosophical expression of their own mistrusted intuitions. The peoples that walked in darkness have seen a great light, so that if it had done no more, merely by enlargement of our religious culture, this system of thought would have been of incalculable benefit to us. But it has done much more. We have not all shared that spirit of doubt and negation, which is certainly a characteristic mood of culture in Europe today. Many gentle souls are able to adapt the religious instruction of childhood to their own mental growth. And these, without any anguished sense of rupture from truths and associations, gain a generous outlook and a readiness to get truth from whatever quarter of the horizon it may hail. To these, the last two classes are not, of course, entirely distinct. It has not been the intellectual basis of belief as whole.
Can I just ask you to be quiet a little bit? Thank you.
To these, the two classes are not, of course, entirely distinct. It has not been the intellectual basis of belief as a whole, but special ideas that have come as great inspirations, throwing light on all previous experience and opening the door to the acceptance of Vedantic doctrine as a whole. To one, the very conception of a religion which preached universal tolerance, which held that we proceed from truth to truth and not from error to truth, was enough. He had been brought to the instant recognition of this by the years of toil amongst the many fractions of political partisanship. To another, deeply versed in our modern literature and especially in poetry, with its ever-recurring flashes of supreme intuition, it was the Swamis, I am God, that came as something always known, only never said before. Others there have been who have been vaguely troubled by the anthropomorphism of our Christian doctrine of the fatherhood of God. And these found in Bhakti Yoga that such a conception was not final, but only one of a series passing by degrees into the sense of divine union, of which we have, in the imitation, a standing witness. Yet again, it was the unity of man that was the touch needed to rationalize all previous experiences and give logical sanction to the thirst for absolute service never boldly avowed in the past. Some by one gate and some by another, we have all entered into a great heritage, and we know it. Of course, there are cases in which the name of a given formula rouses a certain repugnance, which it takes time to overcome. Reincarnation is an idea so foreign to our habits of thought that it remains an outstanding rock to this day with very many. That sin is ignorance is another alien notion. On the whole, it may be observed that the last point to be taken quite seriously is the opposition between the real and the apparent. But it is not true that complete apprehension of this truth always so changes the current of life that the will henceforth must needs be God mighty wrestling. If this is so, surely it is well for a man that he be a loyal subject ere he become an enlisted soldier. At any rate, to times of rest, like the present, when the mind works unconsciously upon great ideas, we look for the consolidation of impressions and the real growth of good seed. And thinking thus, we may recall that great moment of Emerson's when he said, God screens us evermore from premature ideas. Our eyes are holden that we cannot see things that stare us in the face until the hour arrives when the mind is ripened. Then we behold them, and the time when we saw them not is like a dream. Owing to the departure of Swami Vedanta from America, the London Centre is temporarily disbanded, and the same fact has interfered with the organisation of our winter's work in Wimbledon. We shall not let the matter rest there, however. New houses have been offered to us for meetings, and various London members have promised to come down to read papers and start discussions for us, so that we are by no means at a standstill. One feature which will be of vast interest to our gathering is a report of the Math Brotherhood and its work, which has been sent to us from Varanasi by Swami Brahmananda. This document will also be printed and distributed among all friends known to us in this country and America. And anyone else who desires to see it has only to send for a copy. In this interesting and exhaustive statement, all who have read it feel that we've taken an important step towards true realization of our solidarity with our Indian brethren. The Ramakrishna mission is an idea that appeals to us particularly, not only for the honor of the saint after whom it is named, and whom many of us in England have learned to love, but also because its aims and methods are congenial to our own. This and the Alam Barzad famine relief are a splendid vindication of the spiritual life from the charge of passivity so often preferred against it by the materialistic West. In Protestant countries, we have long lost the tradition of career which shall express to the utmost the striving after selflessness. A life like Manzini's flashes across our sky like a meteor, without seeming cause or relation, and without doing anything to people from its own high solitudes. We altogether ignore the fact that Joan of Arc, St. Catherine of Siena, and St. Francis of Assisi, with hosts of others, could only become effective in a society that included the religious life among its possible openings. And forgetting the value of this form, we are given also to the ridicule and disparagement of it. Practical work and the service of humanity are the only passports to our admiration, and he who would speak for us must use this language. This, the Brotherhood of the Mat has done, and some of us hope to extend the organization, which is in our eyes cooperation, in the form of a society ramifying through England and America and endeavoring to realize the maxim of our socialist friends, for each according to his means, to all according to their needs.
Thank you, Dharma, for a very appropriate reading from Sister Nivedita. So from the next program, from here we move on to chanting hymns by Rayansh and Onish.
Now Anish is going to play some bhajan in his keynote.
Hello everybody, my name is Anish and now I'm going to play two bhajans of my keynote. So first I'm going to play Raghupati Raghav Raja.
That was wonderful, Reyansh. Nandalala is busy playing now for us. He has much more important things to do, but it was wonderful. And Anish, you were also very, very good. We all really enjoyed. We didn't have the permission to sing with you, so we kept quiet. Otherwise, we would have sung. Okay, so now we go to our next program. That is the students of Mayuri Dance School, Dublin, will do two performances. One is Pushpanjali, the Bharatanatyam dance by Rishika, and I'll just give a little introduction while they prepare the stage. So Rishika will do the Pushpanjali. Since Indian dance was performed in the temples, therefore, as a ritual, the dancer will begin by offering the flowers to the god. Hence the name Pushpanjali, offering of flowers. The dancer pays her obeisance to the Ashtadikpals, that is the guardians of the 8 directions, the Guru and the audience. This particular Pushpanjali is an invocation to Lord Ganesha. Sorry. That was wonderful. Thank you, Rishika. The next program is Vrindavana Vilasini. Vrindavana Vilasini is a traditional Panavali from Nakpala of Bengal. As a part of various sequences from Radha and Krishna's Leela in Vrindavan, the song shows a competition between two speaking birds, Su and Sai, who compete with each other to establish who is greater. Wonderful. So the performers are Lasya and Manaswini.
Connecting someone?
Yeah.
Who wanted that? Come.
It's really very heartwarming and wonderful to look at. So thanks, Lasya and Manasi. So we move on to our next program, quiz on Swami Vivekananda. It's written for adults, but maybe juniors can also participate. We open the floor, and that's not a problem. But before that, things are going very nicely and decently, and feel nice to be a little bit cheeky before we open the quiz competition. And with humble permission from Swami Shantivivekananda ji, who is going to be the quiz master, I'm going to be a little picky on him. Okay, but I have to have your support. Okay, are you willing to give me support? Very good. I am going to ask you a few questions that are very pertinent to the quiz competition that is going to start soon. So I really need to set the floor, the T and C all right. Okay, otherwise it's going to be a big dispute. Okay, so few probable scenarios, right? So suppose, I don't know, I'm not going to ask also how many things are there, but I'm just starting very simplistic manner. Suppose there are just two teams and going neck to neck competition. And round 1, round 2, round 3, round 4, like that, and the scores are increasing. And suppose team A is on 47 and team B is on 51. But one of you figured out that there is a little bit error in adding up the scores in between, and the team A should be 52 and team B should be 51 as usual. Now the question, like somehow it got unspotted and one of you in the audience spotted it out. Would you mention it?
Yes.
Yes.
Of course. Yeah.
Everybody, no doubt about that? He is Swamiji. He made the mistake to do this out of decency. Keep quiet.
No.
Wonderful. This
No, I
is
didn't
what
say
is.
that. I'm sorry. Excuse me, I'm weak in maths.
Okay, we will get into that, but I'm very happy to get this advanced support from the audience that be mindful and careful, use calculator, phone, whatever, so that we all get our scores right in the fairness of the competition. Okay, so that's rule number 1. I was going to up to rule 3, but because Swamiji declared that he's weak in maths, maybe I can give him a little bit of relaxation. But rule 2 or the scenario 2 is also something very important and something we have to be careful about. Okay. So after you spotted that team A should be 52 and team B should be 51, Swamiji said, I declare team B winner, who is 51. Is that going to be acceptable to you?
No.
Okay, I am going to increase that. So we go on to that. To sort out the dispute, we just go on further and the score of team A becomes 67 or so and team B remains at 55. And still Swamiji says 55 is the winner. And then when you ask, he says, I just forgot to mention you the rule that whoever is the loser and scores less wins. They're the winner. So, but this was not stated by Swamiji earlier. So, by default rules of any game, whoever scores more should be winner. So, in that case, in spite of Swamiji saying that the one who scores less should be the winner, would you love to agree with that?
Yes, yes.
So with this, anybody's life also, and we have to really stand so that's what yes, now that we are very careful about it. Okay, so now there are few cheeky audience also. Maybe I just can't resist my third question. There are few academicians and scientists also. You can help the audience if anybody struggles to give this answer. Can anybody tell me? This is a little bit mathematical, nothing to do with Swami Vivekananda and such. What is the value of 1 to the power 0? 0. So the youngsters are also very confident about that. Is it 1 to the 1? Okay, so 1 or 0? 1. Okay, the second question. What is the value of 0 to the power 7? 0. Cheers. 3 cheers for audience. Swamiji should give everybody prize.
So first question, any direct question will be 5 marks. Any direct question will be 5 marks. 3 minutes will be given. 3 minutes will be given. And passing them, No time. 1 minute. Okay. So that question 1 minute, pass on question, no time, but pass on question will be 3 marks. Okay, are you ready? Hello, please don't touch yourself. I'm always telling, please don't touch. Direct question 5 marks, passing on question 3 marks. There no negative marking. So direct question 5 marks, passing question 3 marks, and fresh question you will have 1 minute, and while passing no timing. Done everything. Any questions? And whoever got more marks, they will be winner. Yeah, there will be 6 rounds. Yeah. Okay. Okay, are you ready? Okay, are you ready? Group 1, Group 2, so you are the remember your names. Group 3, Group 4, Group 5, Group 6. Okay. So it starts cycling. Okay. Every time, every round, like first round they will get, second round first they will get. Okay. Yeah, the first question goes to you. What is the Swami Vivekananda's pre-monastic name? You have to tell full. You have to tell full name. Which surname? Okay. Oh, really? Yeah. What was Narendra's date and year of birth? What was Narendra's date of birth, year and date both?
Oh,
Date and year.
12th January.
Yeah. What was the Naren's mother name? Yes, you have to discuss and you have to tell only one answer. Okay? First question, what was the Naren's father name? What was Naren's grandfather name? So you have to be careful. You have to discuss until once you tell no, afterwards you will not give a chance. Okay. Yeah. So to which deity Naren's mother prayed as a blessing? Naren was born. To which deity you have to think of, not with me. You have to think with themselves and you have to tell me answer. Yes, fine, but I want exact name. To which particular place, particular deity he said? No,
Banaras temple.
yes, Banaras Shiva or Videshwar Shiva. Yes. Go. Huh? What was the festival? What was the festival when who inside when Naren was? Makara Sankranti. Yeah. So on Makara Sankranti is Swamiji born. So all youngsters are there. So I'll be asking some naughty questions for them. So when Naren used to do all naughty things, his mother used to control him. And what was the way she used to control his son? Her son. He used to do a lot of child pranks. She had kept 2 nurses to control Naren, her son, but she had found out a beautiful idea. You can try it, but be careful.
Keeping Naren's head in the cold water tap below them.
No, not right answer.
Okay, I
No,
putting his head under the cold water running tap and saying Shiva Shiva.
Okay, yes. Pouring the water and uttering Shiva.
Shiva.
For them, when Shiva asked them what is and you are dipping there, the tapping water is that's the only question in the water. But you didn't tell me it's like Shiva. Pour the water and it is. Yeah, next question goes to you. Group 4. Okay. What was Naren's childhood ambition about which used to quote and laugh in the later years? So because of childishness, I should think like. Okay.
His childhood ambition was to become a postman.
Postman, Tangawala. Yeah. In Tangawala, they come from aristocratic family. In the Tangawala, they used to wear a nice dhoti and with a kurta and a turban. So it was like a majestic look. So Naren, when small boy used to see that coachman to say, I would like to become a coachman like you. Yeah. Okay, next question for you. Group 5, yeah. What was the vision that Naren used to have every day before going to bed? What was the vision Naren used to have before going to bed every night? Yeah, slowly becoming tough. Time. What was the vision when Naren, during his childhood days, before going to bed, what was the Naren vision? Naren's vision, what vision is to have?
Oh, 1 minute over.
No.
Who's the timekeeper?
Okay, okay, fast.
So another 5 seconds.
11 seconds. Okay. One, anything? No. Did anybody say your exits? No. Pass. I think some lines in between the two ideas. Yes. Yes. And eventually he saw a lot. Okay. No.
So light coming out from his forehead, which will gradually permeate the whole body, and he will like he used to think that everybody is in sleep.
You are right. No.
I know.
Group 6. When Naren asked his father during his adolescent age, Naren asked his father, how shall I conduct myself in the world? What was his father's response? How should I behave in the world? The father asked, Naren asked his father, father gave us some reply. What was the reply given by his father? Somebody's
Go and see the river.
Sorry. When Naren asked his father, how shall I conduct myself in the world? What was the father's response?
Never be surprised at anything.
Never show surprise at anything. So that question is over for 6. Okay, now one question for audience. When Naren once bluntly asked his father, "What have you done for me?" What was his father's response? Go and look at yourself in the mirror. Yeah. Now the question goes to answer audience. Okay. Complete the sentence of the teaching of Swami Vivekananda. Arise, awake, and stop not. Yes. Complete. Arise, awake, and stop not. Arise, awake, stop not. Thank you. Yeah. Now direct question goes to group 3. Group 2.
It is the audience question. That was the audience question.
Yes.
The last one started with the last.
Bad. When Naren and his friends were playing on the tree, they were making a lot of nonsense and whatever. An old man came and said, "There's a ghost. There's a ghost which will come and whatever hold your neck and it will suck the blood and all." And the children ran away. Youngsters ran away. Only Swamiji Naren stood back. And when the friends asked, "Why are you not coming back?" Then he said something. What was? Did you understand everything, everyone? Naren and his friends were playing on the tree, like a. Oh, sorry. So they were playing, and an old man comes and says, "There's a ghost living on the tree. So if you make a noise, it will come and catch your neck and it will suck the blood. So be careful and get out." And children ran away. But Naren was the only person who was standing on the tree. And friends asked, "Are you not coming back?" Then he gave an answer. What was the answer?
He told that he is not here because previously lot of time onwards he is playing there and it is not came. So he told that he is not fear about that.
Okay, nearby. You come to me here. Exact answer. Yes, that is true, but exact answer.
That fearlessness. He told that devil can't do anything to them. Many times his friends are playing.
Yes.
His friends are playing from many hours. So if devil is there, it should harm them. But it has not harmed them. They don't have any fear on them.
You are nearby, but you are not. Yes.
Did you say don't believe others, but see it and then you believe? Yay! Because you are not in the answer.
If you nearby, our presentation cannot be right.
At what age? There are questions for you. At what age Naren experienced the spiritual ecstasy first time? At what age Naren experienced spiritual ecstasy at first time?
15.
Okay, yeah. Okay. From whom? 15. 1-5. Yes. Naren heard about Sri Ramakrishna from whom for the first time? One answer. From whom Naren heard about Sri Ramakrishna first time? His friend. Radha-Krishna, his friend. Okay, wrong. The Chinese Kali temple. No, I am asking what about Sri Ramakrishna? From whom he heard first time? Professor Hastings. Yes. Professor William Hastings. Professor Yes. A professor made a comment on Naren. Professor made a comment on Naren. Quote, he is a real genius student. Have traveled far and wide, but I have not come across a lad of his talents and possibilities, even among the philosophical students in German universities. He is bound to make his mark in life in future, maybe. So what was the name of the professor who told this statement on Naren? Professor Muller, thank you, sorry. Professor Hasty. Professor Hasty. Okay, now direct question for the audience. I can ask at any time for audience. Yeah. Purity, patience, and perseverance are the three essentials to success. Something else is left over. This is a Swamiji's statement or teaching. Can you clear anyone? Purity, patience, and perseverance are the three essentials to success. And yeah. Okay, no. Can you complete the statement? Anyone? Even the
and above is love.
And above all love. Beautiful. Yes. And above all love. Okay, next question first. Okay. When did Narendra met Ramakrishna for the first time?
November 1881.
November 1881. So well done. Okay, next question. Yes. One of the Narayans said to Naren, if you want spirituality, then come to Ramakrishna, visit Dakshineshwar. Who was the person who told to Naren? If you want spirituality, come to Ramakrishna and Dakshineshwar. Who was the person who told this to Naren?
I know what is that.
Your pass. Okay. Naren's relative told to Naren, saying, if you want spirituality, come to Ramakrishna and Dakshineshwar. Who was the person? Right?
Ramchandra Datta.
Ramchandra Datta, not Ramchandra. No. So, okay, now direct question goes to from Jumadi. Jumadi, that question for you. Now start for me. Okay. Sri Ramakrishna told them, Naren came from Saptarshi Mandala. He came from Saptarshi Mandala. He descended on this earth to spread the spirituality. He said, he is the embodiment of such and such a Rishi, embodiment of such and such a sage. So, kindly name that Rishi. He came from Saptarshi Mandala, but is the embodiment of particular Rishi. Sri Ramakrishna said, who is that Rishi? Name the Rishi. Sage Nara. Wonderful, yeah. Yeah. So now the question for you. What was the Naren's question to Sri Ramakrishna when Naren met Sri Ramakrishna? Have you seen that? Yes. So the next question goes to you, direct question. When Naren asked Sri Ramakrishna, sir, have you seen God? What was the answer given by Sri Ramakrishna? Yes, I have seen God. Yes, direct answer.
How I see the God, how I see you now.
Complete answer. Yes, I mean, he gave the complete answer. Is okay. Yes, please. Direct question. Yes. On the third visit of Naren to Dakshineshwar, what were the questions asked by Sri Ramakrishna to Naren in a divine conscious state? Third time, when Naren met Sri Ramakrishna in a spiritual divine conscious state, what was the questions asked by Naren by Sri Ramakrishna to Naren? Yes, timer please. All of you be ready. I want particular answers. You can't give a vague answers. One minute over. 5 seconds.
Why didn't you come in for so many days?
Okay, sorry.
So, ask that where did you come from? It's past, like that is where he got the answer that he's come from.
Yes, there's a one answer. Three answers. Three questions were asked. Three questions were asked, more or less. Okay. One is okay. The other two I want. No. Yeah.
What Sri Ramakrishna wants to do.
Okay.
What he has come here?
Why he has come here?
Why he has come here? No.
Okay. So he asked three questions, more or less, generalizing overall. What was your past? Means from where did you come? First point. Second, what is your mission? Why did you come for? Why did you take birth on this earth? What is your mission? Second, what is your duration of life? How long are you going to live? Duration of your life. These are the three specific questions was asked by Sri Ramakrishna to Naren in the divine conscious state. Yeah. Okay. That question goes to. Okay. Now, who are the English poets whose poems had stirred the young Naren's mind? I mean, there are many. At least you can name two. Who are the English poets who stirred the young Naren's mind? There are 4 or 5. Two at least you have to tell. Two you have to tell. Timer. Yeah. So this may come to you also. You can think very well. You know. Oh. Name the English poets who stirred the young Naren's mind. Shelley, yes, one answer. No, sorry. I want two poets.
And no, he said violin. He got 3.
Next question. Next question is, when did Sri Ramakrishna attain Mahasama? You discuss with your friends. You don't discuss with me. I am in already problem. Which year? Yes. 1886. Yes, you are right. Yes. Okay. That question for you. Who was the first householder, devotee, who came to Naren and said, I will give money, please start the monastery? Who was the devotee who said, I will give the money, I will sponsor you, please start the monastery? Surendranath Mitra, yes. Now that question. Yes, I'm asking what is my and now I'm starting that question to them. Okay, shall I ask? Okay. So whose mother invited the young monks of Varanagar monastery, Varanagar Mutt, to her house? Whose mother invited young monastics, young monks to her hometown? You understood, everyone? Whose mother invited young monks to her place? Whose? Okay, yeah, 1886 December. That's where we celebrate Christmas Eve. Everyone know? Yeah. That question for you, Timer? Yeah. Thank you. Somebody skip.
Yeah. 15 seconds.
10 more seconds.
Time up.
No, pass. Swami Vivekananda's mother.
Group 1.
Pass. Baburam's mother. Baburam mother. Anpur. December 24. That's why we celebrate Christmas Eve. We know that. Yeah. Okay, now question goes to 6. Okay. When Swami Vivekananda went to Varanasi after having a darshan of one mother temple, when he was coming back, he was chased by the group of monkeys. He was chased by the group of monkeys. To safeguard himself, he started running. The monkeys also started running. He increased his speed. Monkeys also increased his speed. Then a sadhu standing in a corner standing in a corner, he gave a teaching. He gave just a sentence. What was that sentence? Everyone heard?
Yes, yes, Maharaj.
Yes. If they don't answer it, then they will come to you. Okay, it's something you mean it, but actually there's a particular standard step.
Yes, yes, stop, don't run, stop and chase them. Similarly, in your life, oh, no, Maharaj, no, Maharaj. Face the brutes.
So he told, सामने करो. In Hindi he told, सामने करो. Okay, next question. Okay. Yes, the direct question goes to audience. Audience, the grandfather of Swami Vivekananda. The grandfather of Swami Vivekananda, what did he become? What did he become at the age of 40? At the age of 40, around say, between 35 and 40. What did he become? Yeah, he became a monk. The grandfather of Swami Vivekananda became a monk. Thank you. You protected me. Yeah. So that question, who is the chosen deity of Naren? Ishta Devata. Who is the Ishta Devata of Naren? Chosen deity of Naren or Swami Vivekananda. Who is the Ishta Devata of Naren or Swami Vivekananda? Timer. Mahadev, pass. Buddha, pass. Kali, pass. Ram. Ram is the chosen deity of Swami Vivekananda. Yeah, then next question to group 2. Okay. Who was the first disciple of Swami Vivekananda? Who was the first disciple of Swami Vivekananda? Who was the first disciple of Swami Vivekananda? Full name? Full name, I want, yes, full name. You didn't say full name, ask for full name. Okay, I'm done. Swami Sadhanananda, are you sure? Sharat Chandra Ghosh, are you sure? Sharat Chandra Ghosh. Sharat Chandra Sen. Yes, Sharat Chandra Gupta, Swami Sadananda. But that was Sadananda. Yeah, yeah, you are close, no doubt. What was that question? Group leader. Yeah. Okay. Swami surprised an Austrian musician at the Prince Court with his knowledge of Western music. So, which was the place? Which was the palace? Where? Which palace in? Where Swamiji, what do you say, admired the Western musician? The palace name, the place name or palace name, everything is right.
By seeing the photo of Shakespeare.
There is Austrian musicians after we discussed about music. In which palace, in which palace this incident happened? So, in which palace this discussion happened? There was an Austrian musician. He gave he sang. After singing, Swami Vivekananda gave his ideas, views on Western music. The Austrian musician was dumbfounded. How can you know this much about Western music? In which palace this incident happened? Mysore Palace. Okay. Who are the great that Swami Vivekananda met in Gazipur near Varanasi? Who was the great saint who met Swami Vivekananda in Gazipur near Varanasi? Bhavani Baba. Yes. Here it is inside. Here it is inside. Yeah. Okay. Okay. To which king did Swami explain the greatness of idol worship? Murti puja. To which king? To which king? Swamiji explained the greatness of idol worship. Mysore king, sorry. Alvara. Alvara. Okay, that question. That question goes to that question goes to who is the spiritual concern? You don't? Okay. So, who is the spiritual concern of Sri Ramakrishna? Who is the spiritual concern of Sri Ramakrishna? Concert, C-O-N-S-O-R-T. C-O-N-S-O-R-T. I may be wrong in my pronunciation. What was the place where Swamiji gave his first public lecture in India on my mission to the West? Where was the place where Swami Vivekananda gave a first public lecture on subject my mission to the West? Madras, wonderful, thank you. Fast.
Time over. This also I will say. Yes, I know.
Okay. Yeah. No, because even in the books it is written Hyderabad. So I know that what you are saying. Okay. In which place during meditation did Swamiji decide I shall go to West to preach Vedanta?
Very simple.
In which place did Swamiji meditate and he decided?
Put the timer
Who requested Swamiji? Who requested Swamiji to take the name Vivekananda? Who gave Swami Vivekananda? Who gave? Maharaja. When did Swamiji leave for the West first time? When did Swami Vivekananda leave for the West first time? May 31st, 1890. Swamiji, during his travel to West, he visited China and Japan, Buddhist monasteries, and he saw the old manuscripts. So the old manuscripts written in which script? Wait for them. That question will come to you. You will read this part. China and Japan, he visited Buddhist monasteries and he saw the old manuscripts. And I'm asking, the manuscripts were in which language? Mandarin, sorry. Pali, sorry. Bengali. Because in Bengali. Chicago's Parliament of Religions, when it was held. Chicago's Parliament of Religion, when it was held. Question to audience. Chicago's Parliament of Religions, when it was held. Yes. Monday. Hello. It was on Monday, 1893, September 11. 1893. Monday, September 11, 1893. Okay, shall I give a good applause for the. Yeah, group one. Group, yes. Now the time for the score. So group 1 30. Yeah. Group 21. Okay. Adyan Venkataraman. Adyan Venkataraman. Anbu Venkataraman. Adya Singh. Yeah, please. Aro Parida. Aro Parida. Chandrahas. Ishana. Lakshmi. 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 Neil Kulkarni. Neil. Ritik Praveen. Ritik Praveen. Ritik. Rohan Praveen. Sharanya Kulkarni. Yeah. Adri Gupta. Ahlad. Ahlad. Adavan Venkataraman. Then Anbu Venkataraman. Thank you. Ritik Praveen. Ritik Praveen.
I think I'll take it from you.
Rohan Praveen. We will give the prizes for the judges.
No, yeah, of course, we have not announced the winners yet. The participants.
John and Jeshri is there. Murli, please. Can anyone see John or Jeshri? Yes. Sorry. Today, her daughter was also there as a participant, but in a different group. Okay, so she was also a judge, but her daughter was also there as a participant for Gita chanting. And she's a Sanskrit teacher. She's teaching Sanskrit in John's Potter School. Dr. Malavika Vasu. John, does she have any idea? John is okay. So will you mind to give this for you? You need a bag?
So the third place for the junior goes to Diya Deepak.
Second pick for junior goes to Kavish Prem Kumar.
Okay. The first place for the junior goes to Advaita Parida. So there is a tie in the senior number 3 position. So it will be Shreyas Chellagurji. Shreyas Chellagurji. No, 1 minute, come. Yeah. The second place for the senior was Sakshara Prem Kumar. So, brother and sister, both of them have got place. You have to give the treat for them. Okay, the first place on senior is Janisha Singhvi. Janisha's hearing Sanskrit, I felt so nice. I got tempted to speak in Sanskrit. So nice. Yeah. Thank you, all the children, for wonderful participation. We will give a good applause for all children. Also, I think I don't know how much the parents have taken a pain for preparing students, their children. So we will good applause for all their parents. Yeah. Now the prize winners prize for adults also. Come, every one of you know. I have to tell the prize. Who is the third prize? They are not coming. Third is 26. The 32nd. 30 group 2. Group 2. Appuja nutrition. Yeah, just after this we'll move to temple. We will have a Vesper service, and afterwards we'll have a sumptuous meal, sumptuous prasad. Okay. Yeah. So. Thank you, Father. Thank you so much, Mr. Sayyid. Second prize, group 1. I think he's hungry, mother. He's hungry. I think he's eating the haram. First prize, yeah. The first prize is the first. Get your last point. Get your last point. So he's telling that please give the prizes for us. Yeah, give the
studied well. So the parents can tell to their children, see, we have studied well, we can study, that's why we are telling you study.
Thank you.
Yeah, dear devotees, so we have come at the end of our program. So I thank all of you whoever participated from 1 week or 2 weeks. We have started preparation, and you know that some of you might be knowing anything. I mean, doing a program that too in the Western countries and foreign language is too difficult. In India, we do easily so many programs so easily, but in Western countries, we do a lot of work. We have to do a lot of planning. We have to do all this. So from 2-3 weeks, a lot of devotees and volunteers have helped me to do this. And today, because of all of you, we had a wonderful program. Thank you for one and all. This ends my word of thanks speech.
His vote of thanks. So with this, we come to the close of the function aspects of today's celebration. And we would like to close it with the offering of all our activities from this afternoon at the lotus feet of Holy Trio by uttering the names and chanting the Om Shri Ramakrishna Namaste.
Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tatsat Shri Ramakrishna Namaste. So we'll all move to prayer hall now. We'll have our vespers and come back to 15 minutes.
Jai Jai Ram Krishna Shara Ram Krishna Shara Ram Krishna
Yeah, children, please come. This is your cake cutting. All the children, please come. Just 1 minute, 1 minute.
1 minute, yeah.
Thank you all for your participation.